Hey, it's me, Professor Kevin. How do you do? Hey, right now, if I were seeing you in class, I'd be offering you my favorite candy. Guess what this is? M&Ms. Yeah, so I would actually be scooping you some right now, like I'm going to do myself right now, because it's my favorite snack. I'm a sucker for it. Peanut M&Ms, peanut butter M&Ms, all sorts. So, what's your favorite candy? Hit me up on Facebook, let me know. But other than that, I'm just going to go jump right in with our 5 minute introduction. And also, maybe I can help you in week 7. Week 7 is about the church and the end times, but most importantly, I want to keep it short so you can focus on your capstone project. It's the project that's going to help you hopefully do well. When you do well, it's going to help you end the semester on a high note, and that's my expectation, and that's my prayer for you. So, back to that, I've been praying and thinking about you. Thank you for your continual updates. Congratulations for those who've had a baby and now their baby is beginning to teeth. Praying for you. Hey, also praying for those who have sick parents. I know some of you, believe it or not, have been asking me for help in prayer for your relatives, your father, your mother. I am thinking and praying for them, and that you will be able to get through this together. In life, there's always two tracks on a railroad, right? There's the joy track, and it just keeps going on and on and on. There's no stops or gaps. And then there's the painful, those trial tracks that keep going on and on. But no, so there are moments where you feel high, but at the same time something's hurting, and you wish it would just go away. But just know that these tracks are going on together simultaneously, and so it's not always a joyful day, but sometimes it is, and sometimes it's not. And that's what the Christian thought or Christian life is all about. God gives us these moments that sometimes we just can't pick apart, and it's like a mixed bag. It gets messy sometimes in our life, and so I just need you to know that you are not alone, and that oftentimes we do feel a double sets of emotions that are polar opposites. But here's a quote that might be encouraging to you today, and maybe I can give this as we read this to you, by Mark Twain, famous Mark Twain, American writer. He said this: the two most important days in your life are the day that you were born and the day you figure out why. How true is that? The day you were born, your birthday, your original birth date. Of course, that's when you found new life. And the second is when you found life the second time, which is the day of purpose, where you actually find some meaning behind why God made you, or where you found clarity like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. And since most of us are in college, it's so hard sometimes. You're trying to figure out, man, I just need to get through these college courses. I just need to finish up this semester. But I want you to know there is life after death, and there's also life after college. So I know some of you are finishing up this season, this semester, and I am rooting for you to finish up. So what's up? What's up for the assignments? The assignments this week, we're going to watch 3 short videos about the church and the resurrection and the end times. We're going to finish up our readings because you're going to need that, and you're going to do the creed. You're going to do the creed capstone project. So let's take a look at that on Blackboard. I'm in week 7, and we're going to turn in our critical assignment, the creed, and that's going to help you a lot by the end of this week. So go ahead and watch the video. What is the church? What is the hope? What is the future? Very short videos. They should give you some primer into your reading, or more clarity and description to what you're going to be reading in the Pilgrim Theology, chapters 18 and 19. And here I want to help you with your critical assignment so that you can get by with flying colors. So a critical assignment here is you're going to write a creed or a statement of beliefs, not what you believe, but what the Christians believe about the faith. You're going to reference Michael Horton's book, so you're going to cite that, add some page numbers, and you're going to do your best to write your own personal creed. Again, I know some of us may not completely buy into the Christian faith. What I'm asking you to do is do an objective creed statements, your own personal creed, as in summarizing the thoughts on some of these topics that are addressed. For example, the inspiration of authoritative scriptures in chapter 2. You're going to write a paragraph or two. Actually, it says this: as you write your belief on each topic, be sure to list supporting biblical passages in parentheses. Your statement of beliefs on each topic should be 1 to 2 paragraphs long per topic. There you go, 4 to 5 cents. So 2 paragraphs per section. I listed 8 sections right here. And you're going to basically summarize, as Christians, we believe ... I've given you some examples by Dr. Eric Thomas, seminary colleague of mine at Talbot Seminary in Biola University, and he's defined what these creeds would look like. Now, they're not exactly your beliefs. I get it. I know it says your beliefs, but what I'm trying to say is, what do Christians believe? So pretty much you want to answer from that point of view, and it'll be objective that way. And I'm giving you a model creed statement here. I wrote one, and here's some samples to look up. One is on Christology, what we believe in Jesus Christ. And so if you click on that, you'll see it. Now, it gives you a bunch of examples. So what you're trying to say is, hey, if you say, I believe Jesus Christ died and rose again on the third day, well, you're going to have to, when you make a statement, you got to back it up with a claim or a reference to a Bible or the chapter of this book. Most likely I want a Bible verse. So you can say 1 Corinthians 15 says, it's the citation of Jesus died and rose again on the third day. Now, if you have any questions, I want you to look me up, email me right away so I can help you address these 8 topics on the Christian thought. Okay, so inspiration of Scripture. So basically, what do we believe about the Bible, Christians? The Holy Trinity, what we believe about God, Father, Son, and man. Father and Son, and then the fall of man and sin. Hey, man was created perfect, but then something happened, and that's why we keep turning away. The person of Christ, the work of Christ, justification, sanctification, of course, the church. So a couple videos here talks about the church and in the end times. Hopefully that helps you get started on the creed, and you're going to do well on that project. And then I want to finish up with a quick 2-3 minutes about the end times. As you're studying the end times, we may have different views of end times, of Revelations and Daniel, but whatever it is that we agree to, we have to agree to certain things. And so the first thing I want you to know is that we all have a view of end times. We all have a view of end times. Either you believe that there is one or you don't believe there is one. But there is a view. We have a view. And some may vary in between that. And what we view of that end time is that it gives us an expectation for our current decisions. I'll give you an example. Not a while, a few years ago when we got married, a while back, my wife and I were going to meet for the very first time. We were doing an online relationship. We had introduced each other via email, phone call, so we knew what was going on. But my wife was ready to come over to where we were living in LA and visit, and so I knew that she was going to be here in about a month. Now, guys, what do we do when we have this hot date showing up? Well, because I knew that she was coming, well, I got my hair cut, I washed my car, I took a bath, right? Bought some new clothes. You start planning the day. We're going to go to Disneyland. We're going to go to this dinner house. Maybe does she like steak? Does she like vegetables? I'm going to buy her a ring. If you like it, you put a ring on it. Well, because I knew she was coming, it helped me change and make some decisions of what I need to do in the current state. Does that make sense? So once we know that if Jesus is coming back or we know certain things, we start making a whole bunch of life choices in a different manner. And that's exactly why we have a view of end times. We know that there are certainties and mysteries. Like there are things that you can keep asking, I don't know, because I haven't gotten to the future yet. But what I like to focus on is what we call the certainties. The certainties are, we know clearly that there is a heaven and hell, a real place where God's presence and blessings are, and a real place of hell where God's absence of blessing, absence of presence in a sense, where we no longer have a sense of who He is. That sucks. To not know who your Heavenly Father is, to not have a relation with Him, is probably the most painful thing that Jesus had to do when He was on that cross, when He says, why have you forsaken me, Father? Because He was no longer receiving that, and He was getting the complete wrath of God on Him at that point. And so we know that Jesus is coming back, and we know that we have some decisions to make today. Yes, this side of life. And we also know that we practice today what we will be doing for eternity. And that's why we have the church. And we get to practice all those fun things that we do in life and in church, being kind and being gentle to others, being thoughtful, being worshipful, because that is what the end times will look like once we make a decision to follow Him. So I just want you to stay encouraged. I want you to continue doing well, and I want to say that you are almost there. God bless. I'm looking forward to going to the finish line with you. All right? Take care. Bye, guys.